Now, there is an untold story about times and seasons that I would like to talk about. And it is very interesting to find out that in our generation, we have people who are running around with a very terrible mindset. And this is one thing that I have come to debug today. Now, let's go down into it. Times and seasons. All right. One of the factors that I want to talk about is that people feel that with time, things will change. With time, things will get better. Or rather, with time, I will enter that glorious destiny that God has called me into. And then they fail to understand, right, that there has to be protocols to be followed to achieving these things. Now, take it for example, you have a young man who says, God said this about him, God said that about him. Perhaps God even said you're going to be a financial apostle unto the nations. And then it's an amazing thing to hear. But then we fail to realize that we need the full back end story. How do we go about these things? How do we enter that glorious future that God has talked about? And that is what I will be addressing today. Now, first and foremost, let us debug this mindset. I want you to understand that time and seasons are important. Everything follows time and seasons. It is a law under the earth, right? Time and seasons. It has to occur, right? The entire world functions as a product of time and seasons. Now, I want you to understand that nothing gets better with time. Now, follow me closely. Whether you like it or not, you have to understand that the only increase or increment with time is your age. Age is the only thing that can be attributed to increase with time. Because whether you like it or not, in a few months from now, in a few years from now, you're going to be way older. In fact, day after day, you increase. Your body generates new cells. That is what I call increment with time. But when it comes to the life of a man, when it comes to destiny, when it comes to the things that God has said regarding someone, when it comes to business, when it comes to those plans, those things you have in mind, when it comes to the plan of the future, when it comes to those visions, I want you to understand that whether you like it or not, it will remain with you and nothing will get better with time. Because nothing actually gets better with time. But let me tell you this. This is the breakup point of it all. I want you to understand that things can get better with time by virtue of what was done in time. And I believe I said it in one of the video sessions that I did. So consider this as part 2 of that video. Nothing gets better with time. But things can get better with time by virtue of what is done in time. So whether you like it or not, you have to get started on certain things. Take it for example. I got the land and I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and build a house. And then after buying the land, I don't get laborers, I don't get someone to start digging, I don't get someone to start working, I don't get cement and all that. I just buy the land and I lay it out somewhere and I say, you know what, with time, this house is going to be built. Sounds crazy, right? But believe me when I tell you, this is how people take the matter of destiny into their hands and they feel like, you know what, with time this can happen, and they fail to realize that what was given to them is a raw factor. If you do not build or implement on it, whether you like it or not, nothing gets better. But I can tell you this for sure, whether you like it or not, if you decide to get better day after day, if you decide to start doing those things that with time you get better, with time you will get better. Now take it for example, the same example I gave while building a house, and then I go ahead and I employ laborers, I get people to start digging through and through and all that, and then you get to discover that if they keep working day after day, it's just a matter of time. Now, the reason why it can be a matter of time is because things are currently done in time. So with time, we see progress. So after a month, after a week, you start seeing they do the windows, they do the roofing and all that, and before you know it, a house is built and someone can move into it. Now, two factors are stated here. One was a raw idea. The second one was implementation on the raw idea. So what I'm saying is that if you start doing those things that God has said, if you take the first bold step of starting that business, if you take the first bold step of talking to someone regarding it, and then funding those business, get started on it, you will discover that by virtue of passage of time, things will get better. So I want to first of all debug this mindset. Whether you like it or not, no matter what you feel you're going to become in the future, if you do not start today, by virtue of the passage of time, nothing will occur around your space. In fact, you will get regret at the end of the day and say, Why did this happen to me? But you fail to realize that you did not play your part by doing things in time. So the question is this: what is stopping you? Why not start today? Why not try now? Why not study that book? Why not go for that seminar? Why not do those things that God has called you to do? Why not try?